What's up guys, we have the 2022 Scott Spark and we're going to test it for a few days and see what we think about it. Now the bike here, you can see the first thing you notice, no shock. It actually looks like an electric bike or an e-bike. I sent it to a friend, a picture of it to a friend of mine, and he was actually like, oh, I thought you bought an e-bike for a second. But no, the shock is hidden inside of it, and this part right here is actually a one piece and it's connected to the shock that runs this way, and then whenever it has impact from the bottom, it will actually push and compress the shock down and up. You may be thinking like that's going to be a nightmare to work on or to adjust. It's actually not. Under the down tube here, you actually have a panel that's super easy to adjust and take off. You can see it right there, and it's actually just you just turn it. And sometimes you do have to use a little bit of force to get it to turn all the way. There we go. All right, and there it is. You can actually add air pressure to it. You can adjust your rebound as well. And that is where the lockout is located as well. You can kind of see it move right there. So this is Scott's TwinLoc technology, where it's basically 3 settings in one. So this bike is really kind of like, 3 bikes in one. And you can have it set up where it's like half travel, and then you have full travel, and then you have lockout. Now this is the setup with the XT 12-speed group set. I actually have my wheels and my crank on there right now, what I was testing, because I wanted to get a feel for it and see how it actually worked and everything. Also as well, it's pretty cool, you can actually have 2 bottle cages, so you can actually have a mount here. I had this one set up in the lower position because I was just carrying 1 bottle while I was testing, but you can move this up and then you can have a second bottle right there, and then a larger bottle here. Another really cool feature on this is the head tube is actually, you have a 1.5 inch bearing here, 1.5 inch bearing here, and you can take these cups and take them out and spin them 180 degrees and go back in, and it will actually slacken the head tube about 1.5 degrees. So this comes, right now it's set up about 67 degrees, and if you wanted to, you could flip them and it would go down to about a 65.5 degree. So really cool setup there. I tested it in the steeper setting. I was not able to adjust it to be able to test in the slacker angle. I'll go ahead and tell you now, I usually prefer something much slacker. Also the cables and everything here, you can see they're all hidden. They go inside of the head tube. Very similar in my opinion of the FSA ACR system. This one of course is not the high-end model, but I have seen it where these are all hidden a little bit better than what this one is, but still a very cool feature there to be able to run all the cables down through the down tube and then to the back. Even the rear brake will actually go inside here and then stay inside and go inside the chainstay down here at the bottom. So, but yeah, I'll go ahead and you can kind of see the suspension, how it moves right there. So very cool technology, and they got this from Bold Cycles. They actually bought the company Bold out. I remember when Bold first came out with this technology, and I was thinking that looks awesome, and I was thinking to myself, this would be really cool on a cross-country bike, because the cross-country bike you could carry 2 bottles inside the front triangle. So very cool feature there. It does have a Fox 34 up front there, and very stiff fork. I love that fork as well. It does come with the dropper. You have the Fox transfer dropper post here. Works wonders, and it is also incorporated into all these levers here. Now this can get kind of crowded in here trying to use all these levers and everything, but it's very cool that it's all set up real close. I would maybe want my dropper somewhere else, maybe right here, instead of along with these, because sometimes I could get these all mixed up. Bike's great. Let's take it out on the trail, see how it feels. Now after testing it for a few days, actually I was able to test it for 2 days. I did the original stock setup, and the stock setup has some heavier wheels on it, so I put my lighter weight wheels on there. to kind of test it in cross country mode. Now, the first thing you notice with this bike is the stiffness in the bottom bracket area. Very good stiffness down here, very wide. I was really kind of curious how all this would work, if it would be kind of flimsy or noodly, but it actually is very, very stiff. Another benefit of the shock being in here, it's very easy to clean as well. You don't have to worry about all the small little locations and everything like that to try to clean. Super easy to clean. It has a great tire clearance as well. The tire clearance is 2.4, and you still have a little bit of room as well. So riding it, one thing I really noticed was I didn't use the half travel that much. The pedaling platform is extremely good on this bike. Whenever pedaling even on the road, as I was going down the roads, super smooth and everything, this would barely move. I mean, you could tell it was open compared to the full lockout, but it still barely moved, which was impressive. And that's in full travel mode too. So 5-inch travel bike, pedaling like a cross-country bike. This is really where I think bikes should go in the future. Obviously, Scott has gone this way. I think a lot of companies will go this way too. So, because really, honestly, adding an inch of travel on the back doesn't really add much weight at all to a bike. And that's really, cross-country bikes, that's what people have been worried about. But I've run 5-inch travel bikes for years now with the Salsa Horse Thief as a cross-country bike, and it was awesome, worked great. And that's really what everyone else is getting to now, which is really cool. Now the front end, very stiff. Now this is a size large. I normally ride a size extra large, so it was a little tight up front or short for me. I like a longer reach. If I was to buy this bike, I would definitely go with the extra large. The handlebars were a little bit narrower for me as well. Usually I'm riding up to 800 millimeter or even an 820 millimeter handlebar. I love a wide handlebar. So that's something else that was a little different. Just like anytime you ride a bike that's not your own bike, it's not going to feel just right. But as far as the kind of the basics of like pedaling platform, stiffness when steering, it really is like goes through the trail and is very precise. So you can really go through, hit roots and things, and it doesn't throw the bike off. It doesn't cause, you don't have the flex in the middle of the frame that can really cause your bike to jump one way or another way. It's very controlling through all the rough terrain or roots or anything like that. So I've used a few cross-country bikes in the past. This one, in my opinion, is definitely on par with them as far as pedaling platform and speed and as far as snap goes. The area I feel this one's a little bit better is that bottom bracket stiffness. That's really the thing that stuck out for me on this bike. And another thing too is with the half travel, I was running my sag a little more, so that way I could actually have suspension that was really soft. So if I was going on a descent, I could hit that full open and it would actually feel more like a trail bike descending. And then if I wanted to climb or hit a technical climb, I could hit that half travel, and then obviously it feels like a cross-country bike, So really with that switch, you kind of get 3 bikes or 2 bikes in one. You get a cross-country race bike and you get a trail bike that is very capable of going on some rough terrain as well. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the review of the Scott Spark. In the comments below, let me know, what do you think about this? Do you think the inside shock is stupid? That it's just a gimmick, marketing gimmick? Just let me know, and we'll see you in the next video.